Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General Yohana live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the ISUPK UK. Lift a glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahushua in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General Yohana will put 12 chill General Muhammad scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, ISUPK undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event. Want
us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
Hello mate, a Spaniard Monday, now your place when the cuss I win no chase, get straight to the place from a day.
Hey Shalom Israel, it's Captain Mashak, right here from DC. Don't forget, this September, end of September, the 28th, 29th, 30th, all the way up to October 4th and 5th. Commander Yohana and the ISUPK, we're going to be live in the UK, United Kingdom. We're going to be up in Scotland, in King James Castle. You see the nigga on my chest. Really right there. King James, man, a black man. We're going to go to his family castle in Scotland and Edinburgh. That castle was built on a volcano. Now, that's some nigga shit, man. That's some nigga shit right there. Up on top of the volcano, brother. You don't want to miss it. Kentucky Camp Leader, you could get down. Kentucky Camp Leader, you could make this trip. You brothers in UK, you sisters in UK, you all come on through, man. Commander General Yohana going to be right in your yard. Back hometown, we're going to be Birmingham, Manchester, Leicester, Nottingham, London, Croydon, everywhere done. Everything done.
Now your face and London, done. Canada plus clansman, bad man's king, down one dance, paint on gunman. And if I feel like sending to do action, recheck good man, so we get a wrong bang. My style, them a kick like Van Damme, Birmingham, London, England, Brampton. Listen up, them off, know when I find them. From a 30 gun, mad shot, from a berry, let us speed me a papa, when I pill them. God, the way you say, senseless, pan the million. Vanilla drop, hashtag got the young on the gram from my fans. I'm dead with it smoother than the dance. Fit them up, better know our time on the clock. You know what's them flop, them last pan them up. Dun in the London, dun. Another plus clansman, bad man's king, down one dance, being done gunman. And if I feel like some in the action, recheck good man, so I get a young bang. And my style, them a kick like Van Damme. Birmingham, London, England, Brampton. Canada, the girl chase that, manifest that. Bad money, we are make away the vaccine fan.
Okay, alright, Shalom. With the ISUPK started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Shalom, Alban. Can you hear me good?
Con, sir. Shalom,
Oh,
Bishop.
sorry. So again, with the ISUPK started at 1 West, 125th Street, under Commanding General Yohana. And from 1969, we've been teaching the truth that blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians are the real Jews according to the Bible, and that Jesus Christ came only for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And those blacks and Hispanics and natives that you see on the bottom of society, that you think is nobody, that you think no one cares about, God cares about them, and God only cares about them. That's what we teach in the ISUPK out of the Bible, man. And we back everything that we say with history, archaeology, you know what I mean, prophecy, you know what I mean, geography, the whole nine, man. And any questions, you can type them into the chat, and we can explain it for you, man. Or you know what I mean. So again, we have classes Monday to Friday at 394 Lodge Road, Birmingham, B18 5PW. 394 Lodge Road, Birmingham, B18 5PW. And we have classes 7 till 9. Monday class is the history class. We got Tuesday class, which is a brotherhood class live from Manchester. You can log into that at ISUPK UK on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Periscope as well. Your class at 394 Large Road, B18 5PW, every Wednesday, 7 to 9, which is the law class. As blacks and Hispanics, there's laws that we must keep, man. We're born into a family. We're born into a family with rules, man. And we at the UPK teach those rules right here at the UPK, man. So you can log in that every Wednesday, 7 to 9. It's one moment. So we can get into that as well. Every Thursday, like today, is a scripture breakdown class. Thursday, 7 to 9. Anything you don't know about the Bible, anything you're struggling with, anything you don't understand, you bring it to today's class. You're reading the Bible, you don't understand it. You know what I mean? You bring it to today's class. You read the scriptures and it sounds like all nations can be saved. Then ask your question here, man. You're reading the Bible and it sounds like you need to get baptized. Then you bring that question here. You know what I mean? You read the Bible, it sounds like Christianity, or you got Christian thoughts in your mind. This is the class for that, man. You know what I mean? Again, we got the GoFundMe in the chat. Make sure you donate to the GoFundMe, man.
That's right.
Make sure you donate to our GoFundMe, man. Salakia. In fact, let me see if we're live on thing. We're putting our flag because of the London stream. 2 seconds. No, we're good. Yeah, man. So make sure you like that as well. Like, share, subscribe. Donate to our GoFundMe. We've got the Feast of Tabernacles coming up 28th of September. We're going to Scotland, Edinburgh Castle, where King James was born, man. King James' father was born, the whole nine. We're gonna do history there. Keep the feast day there. We're gonna have camp in Brum the following day. Then camp in London. Shout out to Adolphus last. Then we have, got a lot of things going on. Barbecue. We're gonna hit a club.
Right.
You know what I mean? Gonna go see London, the whole nine, man. So make sure you come to that. Make sure you donate. The link's in the chat. Click that link and donate, man. Donate how support this thing, move forward. So with that, any questions? 2 seconds. Listen, are we out of questions?
Correct.
No problem. 2 seconds. Okay, no sweat. If you could, Tuzapa, get me Luke 17:1, Bob Kashar. So again, man, we're gonna go into some brotherhood today. We're gonna break down about brotherhood, man. Let me tell you something. That's blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians. We are all we got, man. You know what I mean? I know. you would rather a better team. You'd rather a better team, man. You know, you look around and you see black people on drugs. You look around and you see black people destroyed. Look around and you see black people, you know, on the pipe and baby mamas and 3-4 baby fathers. And, you know, you'd rather a better team, man. And that's why when black people get rich, to go get themselves an oppressor's woman, and go speak like they're oppressor. You know why? They want to be a part of a winning team, man. They say, oh, man, the team I'm born in is a dreadful, man. It's a losing team, man. It's a horrible team. So that's why I want to swap team. I want to go in the winning team, man. And let me tell you something, black man. We are all we got, man. You know what I mean? If your team is losing, black man, then guess what? You got to join the ISUPK and make them win. You can't change teams, man. You can't change. This ain't like football where you can take the t-shirt off and switch sides, man. If you're black or Hispanic or Native Indian, you are black for life, man. And you can't change teams. If you're a black man, you can't jump on the white man's team. Why? Because whether you're rich or poor, black man, his police force still kills you. His police force still harass you. His police force shoot you whether you're rich or poor, man. His police force kill you whether you're working or you're not working. His police force kill you whether you speak good English or bad English, man. Showing you what, you can't switch teams. You will always be a nigga to him, man. You can't switch teams. No matter what team you switch, man. And let me tell you something, black man. If you watch football, the team out there called Aston Villa, man. And they're a terrible team. The team, do you know this? There's awful teams out there, man, like Blackburn Rovers, man. Blackburn Rovers, Aston Villa. And yet, when you go to their matches, guess what you see, man? You see people wearing their t-shirts, man. So you mean hold on? When you go to the stadium, you see thousands of people, man, wearing their t-shirts, wearing a scarf, waving the flag around, and they are awful teams, man. These are teams that would never win the Premier, man. Would never win the league. But that team supports them anyway.
Right.
So you mean to tell me, black man, they can support a team even though it's losing. So then why can't we support our team even though we're losing? Why can't we support our team even though we're on drugs, man? Why can't we support our team even though it's full of single mothers, man? Why can't we support our team even though it's full of drug dealers and drug users, man? That coach works with Blackburn Rovers, man. That coach works with Aston Villa, even though they're rubbish, man. And guess what, black man? The ISUPK works with black people, even though we're on drugs, man. Even though the people kill us, man. Even though no one don't care about us. And black man, you should do the same. You should do the same. You got to support. We are all we got, man. We are all we got. That black woman that you hate so much, that's your woman. That's all you got, man. We need each other. We need that black man from another gang, that black man from another ends. Actually, we need him, man. We need another pair of hands in this war, man. We need another pair of hands in this truth, man. We need another pair of hands in this work, man. We need every brother we can get, man. And instead of changing teams, black man, we got to do what that coach does for Aston Villa. We got to do what that coach does for Blackburn Rovers, man. And that's help the team. Don't switch sides. Don't jump ship. Don't go to another team, but help our team, man. That coach is working with Blackburn Rovers to make sure that they're the best team in the league, man. He sees how rubbish they are. He sees that they ain't won a game since in the 60s, man. But he's working with that team. Why? He wants to make sure that they become the best team in the league. And like us, black man, UPK wants black people to be the best team in the league, man. That's why we got many drug programs, man, food programs, man. That's why we go out on the streets and try to help our brothers. Why? We want our people to be the best, man. You know what I mean? Peter London said, "Would you accept a donation from a?" Of course you do. Of course you do. If you could, please hit that link. Hit that link, man. Donations are donation. You know what I mean? But like what I was saying, Akim, we are all we got, man. So you know what that means, black man? Any petty beast, we got to squash. Any petty war, we got to squash.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You worried about beef, black man. It's selfish, man. Imagine that. We see black people dying. We see black people getting shot. We see black people on the streets on cocaine and crack and weed, man. And we all know it's wrong and we all want to stop it. But I don't like that brother right there, man. I would stop black on black crime, but come on, man. Stop being so selfish, man. So all of us, so our uncles got to remain on cocaine because you got a beef. Black people got to starve some more because you got a beef. Black women got to have single parent home because you got a beef. We got to stop it, man. We got to put all our petty differences aside because there's a bigger picture, man. That's what we got to do. We got to see the bigger picture, man. Get me that new one, Baba Kushar.
Khan. that Luke 17 and 1, Bobby? Go on,
Go on.
yes. Luke 17 and 1?
Go on.
Go on. All right. Luke chapter 17, verse 1. Then said he unto the disciples, it is impossible, but that offenses will come.
So Yahweh said it's impossible. Offenses will come. Meaning it's impossible to live life without offenses coming. It's impossible to be around brothers and not offend none of them, to get on no one's nerves, to piss no one off, to not agitate nobody, to not do something that will make a brother think, oh, I'm tired, man. Oh, he's annoying today. It is impossible but offenses will come. I mean, offenses are going to happen, man. We know that, man. And because offenses are going to happen, black man, we're going to have to forgive each other. We're going to have to love each other, or we can remain on the bottom, keep fighting, keep gangbanging, keep hitting each other, still being poor, still being broke. That's what we're going to do. Or we're going to put it behind us, man. That brother offended me last week. You know what? Forget it, man. You know, it's annoying, but you know what? I want black people off drugs.
Right.
This brother's going to help me. So you know what? Forget it, man. Anyone that lets the truth is selfish, man. Anyone that lets the truth over a petty disagreement is selfish. You know that ISUPK the truth. He was in here teaching with us, man. Teaching with us. But I gotta leave, you know, because Crafty offended me. You know what I'm saying? I know ISUPK the truth. And I know, you know, they got drug programs to get black people off drugs and all of that stuff. I would love to continue. I would love to continue and help them. But boy, what Tazarpa said to me, I just can't forgive, man. You are a selfish bastard, man. You don't care. You don't care about no one but yourself, man.
That's right.
No one but yourself, man. Keep reading that.
Can't another one can't. But whoa, Slakia. But woe unto him through whom they come.
So keep reading. I feel that's the wrong one. Carry on.
Come, verse 2. It were better for him that a millstone were hung about his neck, and he cast into the sea.
This is Christ speaking about anyone that offends brothers in the truth, anyone that offends brothers in the ISUPK. To offend a brother in the ISUPK don't mean, you know, you say, you know, F you. To offend means to commit an offense. Meaning you have sex with my wife, you've offended me, you commit an offense against me. You steal from me, that's an offense against me, according to the Bible. And Christ said it will be better that a millstone be hanged around your neck. Meaning, what's going to happen to you? You would rather a millstone tied around your neck. It'll be better that a millstone was tied around your neck. Meaning, what's coming your way for doing my prophets any harm or robbing from them, stealing from them, having sex with their wives, beating them up? You'd rather a millstone tied around your neck. That's what Yahushua is saying here. A millstone is like a big stone with a circle in it, and it crushes grain. Grain comes in a hard shell. And you know, back before there was machines and so forth, instead of crushing every grain individually, they made something called a millstone, which they'll roll it on the grain to break it open. That was a machine back then. Something that made breaking corn and grain easy. Something that made it more convenient. You know what I mean? That was that today. Today, I don't think there's a millstone today. They probably got some sort of machine or something, but back then that was technology. Like, wow, we can break thousands of seas with this one millstone. So like it says. Okay, no sweat. Carry on.
Verse 2 again. It were better for him that a millstone were hung about his neck, and he cast into the sea.
And cast into the sea. Imagine a heavy millstone around your neck, dragging you down into the ocean, man. You know, apparently, submarines can't even go that deep. You know what happened to the last submarine? You know what I mean? We all know what happened to the last submarine that went down. You know what I mean? The pressure from the sea would make it explode, man. And Christ said, you'd rather that happen. Black man, listen, don't try it, man. I've seen people diss the ISUPK, man, and cause offenses to these brothers, man. And I've seen how they ended up. I've seen them end up in the grave, man. I've seen them lose loved ones, man. I've seen them eating their garbage out, you know, out of the trash. I've seen women that left men in the UPK, man, and they want them back, and it's too late, man. They left a man in the UPK up because we like more than one wife, and then they end up with some next man that got more than one wife, man. And they want the man back, but it's too late, man. I've seen it happen. I've seen women, men, people that commit offenses to brothers in the truth, man. It don't go well, man. Keep it.
That's right. Another one, Kana, about his neck and cast into the sea, than that he should offend one of these little ones.
There you go, man. And Christ said, listen, you'd rather that than anyone offend one of these little ones, man. Who's the little ones? The brothers in the truth, man. You can't commit offenses to brothers in the truth, man. When you see brothers wearing these garments, man, leave them alone. Leave them alone, man. I can show you precepts in the Bible, man, where the Lord killed children for mocking prophets, man. You know, Captain Sakawar told me, he said, Karafa, listen, make sure when you go to camp, you shine your boots, man. Make sure you're looking good. Because we love black people. And the last thing we want is a black man to laugh at us, man. And the Lord kills him. I don't want that, man. So I make sure I'm looking to Wab, man. I'm trying to save his life.
Okay.
I'm trying to save this brother's life. Made laughing at me. I'm trying to make him not laugh, man. You can't commit offenses to brothers in his truth, man. It won't go well for you. Keep it in.
Verse 3. Take heed to yourselves. If thy brother trespass against thee, rebuke him.
Come on.
God. And if he repent, forgive him.
There you go. So Christ is talking about offenses. Offenses must come. Therefore, if your brother does offend you, forgive him, rebuke him, man. Say, listen, what you did, you bumped into me, man, and didn't say Salakia. You did this, you did whatever the case may be. And if you repent, forgive him, man. If he goes, okay, man, sorry about that. I didn't even notice. Forgive him. None of this, a lot of our people don't want to forgive, man. And now it's the principle, it's the principle. I don't care. I don't care if if you ain't got the money. I think it's a principle. I don't care if it's 1 pence or 10 pence. The Bible goes, forgive him, man. If a brother goes, Salakia, man, I didn't have your money Friday, but here it is. On Saturday, I was late, man. Or Salakia, I didn't notice, man. Forgive him. We gotta stop this bad attitude. I'm not busy, I don't care. You trespass me. It's F you forever, man. The Bible goes, if a man says Salakia, the brother goes, Salakia, I didn't notice. Or even if a brother goes, I did notice, and you and him talk it over. And he goes, it won't happen again, and then what got over me, I was disrespectful or I was angry at the time. You're eyeing it over, whatever the case may be in council or whatever, man. That is over, man. It's done, man. You got men arguing over some beef in the 90s, man. Men arguing over some beef in the 80s, man. And this is the problem, black man. We got a lot of beefs that we got to squash, man. We got a lot of beefs, man. A lot of drug wars we didn't have, a lot of turf wars we didn't have. And to get the kingdom of heaven, it's all got to be put behind us, black man.
Right. That's right.
I know it hurts, man, but you gotta forget about that man killing your cousin, man. You gotta forget about the time you was in the party and someone sprayed it up, man. You gotta forget about the time brothers from my side robbed you, man. And since then I've been out to get them, black man. We gotta forget about it. Else what? While you're sorting out your differences, while you're getting your chain back, black man, all black people can't get the kingdom, man. While you're focused on getting your watch back, black man, all black people are sniffing coke, man. All black people are on drugs. We're getting harassed by the police. Why? Because I gotta sort my one problem out, man. We gotta let it go, man. Keep reading, Baba Kushar.
Salakia, other one, we're quick. What I'm saying? Like, they're quick to forgive the oppressors, man. That's Never will they ever say, what I'm saying, the same thing that they'll say to a brother. They will not say that to the oppressor. They will not say, I ain't gonna forgive him. Or what did he say? He used the term like, what I mean? They never forgive their own brother, their own people. But quick to forgive the oppressor, man. Right. All the oppressors, any nation, any other nation outside of that, our own, we're quick to forgive. They're quick to forgive them. But we got this beef within us where we can't forgive each other. You know what I mean?
Tell you a story. There was a brother that it was in a camp. One of our camps, and I won't say where. And it's a small camp. It consists of 2 brothers at the time, and they were doing a food drive. And these 2 brothers must have had an argument or fell out, or whatever. And then they must have went to council and got squashed, man. And this brother, they had a food drive or clothes drive, and it went successful. And the one brother did it by himself because the other brother just couldn't do it, man. And Jeremiah said, "This brother selfish." He goes, he left a 2-man job for 1 man. I was willing to see his brothers unclothed just because he had a beef, man. He was willing for this whole show to end and nobody get clothes and nobody get food because I'm angry. That is some selfish shit, man. You couldn't say, I can't stand you right now, but look at all these people, man. And that's what we gotta do. We gotta say, you know what, you did rob me, man, but you know what? for the sake of black people, because of black people so much, and I can't bear see another black man on a park bench. I can't bear see another black man with a needle in his vein. You can have that chain, man. You can have that watch, man. Forget it, man. It's in the past. We did it. You did it in ignorance. Allow it, man. But we're selfish, man. Every black man knows that we're living in hell. Every black man knows that this is hell, man. But hey, I got a score to settle. I got a score to settle. So I'll sort that out later. Right about now, I got to take care of business, man. We become selfish thanks to Christianity. We become selfish in 2023, man. We done.
Verse 3. Suck it. Yeah. Take heed to yourselves. If thy brother trespass against thee, rebuke him. And if he repent, forgive him.
And the Bible goes, if trespass against you, and he changes his mind, and he says, Salakia, sorry, forgive him, man.
Right.
In the, you know, no one's, you know, everyone's going to offend somebody. Some brothers don't think when they talk. Some you got to be patient, man. There's no brother out there that's just perfect. When I say perfect, I mean in the sense of not offending nobody, that gives the right answers. You know, he always just, you know, assesses things properly, and everyone offends somebody, man. And it's crazy because when you go to slavery, people offend you, but because you want the money, you're willing to squash it.
Right.
When it offends you, it don't affect your performance on your slave. It don't stop you from coming in tomorrow. And that's how it should be in the truth also, man. The truth is not an emotional thing, man.
Right.
It's a duty, just like a duty at work.
That's
when
right.
you give into emotions, you don't come in. You don't come in because why you don't feel like it. I don't want to squash. I don't feel like it. But in this truth, it's a duty, man. You have to squash the beef. Why? Because it's a duty. You need to come to camp. Why? Because it's a duty.
That's right.
You can't leave your wife. Why? Because it's a duty. It's not a feeling, man. Just like being a parent. A parent ain't no feeling. If every parent went by their feelings, then no kid would be getting fed, man. Especially not mine. So I don't feel like to do it, man. If being a parent was a feeling, no kids will be getting breakfast in the morning. I'm trying to get some sleep, man. But it's a duty. So man, I have to spring out of bed and fight myself and go to that microwave, man, and put milk in there. And that's the truth also, man. The truth is a duty. It's like a job. It's an office, man. It's not something that I enjoy doing. If you enjoy doing it, then you know it's a plus.
Right.
This whole truth, being a brother functions on a duty basis, not on feelings, man. You got to be for the brother. You got a duty to squash it. Forget how you feel. Who cares how you feel? I'm feeling salty. I don't want to talk to him. You get damn by that, man. You got to go squash that, man. And being in this truth is the same thing. Helping black people, keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, man. It's never been about feelings, man. Who gives a shit if you like pork or not, man? You can't eat it, man. Who cares if you like white women or not, man? You can't have sex with them. It's never been about what you like, man. It's always been a duty, man. Something that you must fulfill. Who gives a damn if you don't want to come to Passover? You got to come, man. Who cares if you don't fancy the taste of lamb? You better eat that lamb at Passover. You better drink that wine at Passover. It's always been that way, man. That's how life functions. That's how every slavery functions. That's how the police force functions. That's how the highway code functions. Not by how you feel, man. So, like, it's a question.
Doesn't want to like accept it, or that haven't taken their part, is it still no truth?
Well, the sister goes, what if the other person don't accept? We will get there. You know, when the Bible goes, is don't accept. You know, we'll get there. You treat like a heathen, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay. You got a plateful? There, put myself. So I can read that, please, Baba Kushar.
Canada 1 verse 4. And if he trespass against thee 7 times in a day, and 7 times in a day turn again to thee, saying, I repent, thou shalt forgive him.
And the Bible goes, if he trespass against you 7 times, man, and then 7 times says Salakia, then you gotta forgive him.
Right.
The Bible ain't saying be a punk like in the Christian church, man. But you got to turn the other cheek. The Bible goes, if he sinned against you, then say, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Then you forgive him. You know, you're not saying let a man that's trespass against you and, you know, you're giving the keys to your house, then to your car. Nah, if you go, I'm sorry, man. Right. And I'm sorry again, then forgive him, man. Likewise, look all the sins we've committed and the Lord forgiven us, man. Every one of us should be dead, man. All the Christmases we done worshipped, and the Easters we done worshipped, and the birthdays we done worship, man. And likewise, man, we can't give our brothers some leeway. We're all brothers coming from out the world, man. We're gonna have brothers are gonna have certain habits that they ain't sorted out yet, man. They're not gonna have certain manners that we have in the UPK yet, man. They're gonna do certain stuff that we don't do, and they're learning. And likewise, every time we go, yo, Salaki, man, we're gonna forgive that brother, man. We're gonna say, you know what, nah, man, that's twice now, you know. The first time, fair enough, but the second time, nah. See, one time, but twice, nah, man. Taking liberties, we gotta forgive our brothers, man. And we need it. Why? Because our brothers are all we got, man. It's a team that we gotta work with, man. It's a team that, man, that we gotta work with, like any coach, man. Just like any coach, if you see when anyone Alba, you recently passed you're driving and that, yeah?
Come on.
Wasn't there some stuff that you were just not getting? You're just not understanding. But your instructor worked with you and say, you know what, he made a mistake 4 times, you know, he ain't getting it, man. But they don't work with you until you get it, man. Why? Because you're their client, and we're gonna work with black people until we get it, man. Why? Because you are my people, man.
That's right.
Simple as that. We love black people. Why? Just because they're black. We love black people for the simple fact that they are people. That's it, man. Our people might not be the greatest. We might not be the smartest. We might not be on top, but they're my people, and that's why we love them, man. Just like our parents. Our parents weren't doctors and lawyers and scholars, but we love them. Why? Because they're our parents. Your son ain't the smartest in class. He's got in and out of jail. But why do parents still love him? Why? Because he's your son. And like, we love black people for the simple fact that they're black, man. And that's why we get them off drugs. That's why we have food programs. That's why we forgive him. Why? Because we want them to do better and do better. And we're going to keep working with our people, man. Just like how a coach works with his team or a driving instructor works with their driver, man. Keep it in.
Kanawakan, verse 5. And the disciples said unto the and the disciples said unto the Lord, increase our faith.
What's the disciples saying here?
I can't. Well, they're saying at this point, I can't do what you just said, man. We need to be stronger in the spirit.
Disciples heard that and like, boy, you forgiving him. You grabbed from me, he said sorry, and stole again, and he said sorry, and he owed me money. I don't know about that, you know. So increase my faith, man. Like, make me have more faith. I don't think that's possible. You know, any man cross me, you know, it's F you for life, man. I don't get down like that, man. You're not gonna disrespect me like that. I don't play that. You must think I'm some clown. All things black people say, I ain't that guy, man. You know, I'll cut you off. But what's a black people love that? Ain't nothing to cut you off. I'm talking to her. I ain't talking to her since blah blah blah. We're full of that in our nation, man. And the disciples said, whoa, 7 times, keep forgiving him. Let's get some more faith in him, because I don't feel I'm capable. I don't feel I'm capable. You know what I mean? Keep it in.
Verse 6. And the Lord said, if ye had faith as a grain of a mustard seed.
Right, now this is Jesus Christ speaking. Jesus Christ we know in the Bible ain't the Christ teaching in the church.
That's right.
What's Christ saying here?
Just Salakia though. So if you have faith, basically the smallest amount of faith. You know what I mean? How can I put it? Yeah, that's it. That's
true. In the simplest. Go ahead, Alban.
Carl, I was gonna say Christ is checking him right here, saying, "Yo, you got no faith, man."
There you go, man. Christ said, "Nigga, you ain't got no faith, man." That's the Christ we know. Christ said, "If you had faith like a mustard seed." Let me tell you about. If you open your palm and put a mustard seed in your palm, you can't see the mustard seed. That's small. And Christ saying, if you had faith like a mustard seed, I mean, you ain't got it, man. If I said, boy, if I had £5, you know, I would have bought some water, you know. I'm saying, if I did, I would, but I don't have it. Christ said, if you had faith, I must be saying, nigga, you don't even have this much. He's saying, you need me to increase your faith to forgive your brothers. Nigga, you ain't got no faith, man. That's what Christ said to the disciples. That's the Christ you learn about in the Bible, a Judite. You know what Judites are. Christ said, hearing them talking about increase my faith. I was like, what? If you have faith of a mustard seed, you could do many stuff, man. You could move a mountain, man. But you don't. You don't have a drop of faith, man. That's what Yahweh is saying. Checking his men, man.
That's right.
Getting onto his men right here. These men don't have faith, man. These men are rolling with Christ, teaching with him on the road. And Christ saying, you need me to increase your faith to forgive a black man. A man that struggled like you. A man that's, you know, made mistakes like you. Listen, man, you ain't got no. That's what Yahweh said to his disciples. Keep it in.
Another one, Khan. Yeah, so like, yeah,
Go
yeah,
on.
man. Like we go, black people go through the same exact struggles, man. Just like what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like we're suffering the same in it, and we all can't forgive each other. That is some warped stuff in the brain, man.
It's terrible.
Like
It's
we're
terrible.
going through the same shit, yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
it's like imagine you got two lions, and lions fight each other, man.
Mm.
But then them two lions. All right, yeah. Let me make a better example. Imagine you see two cats fighting.
Mm.
They hate the fighting, but then you as a human being walk past them two cats will split up and run because they see danger coming and say, shit, we'll deal with our difference later. Let's split. Black
Mm-hmm.
will still fight
Mm-hmm.
and try to fight the human at the same time. Like a cat will say, you know what? I'll get at you later. Right about now, we got a bigger problem. Let's sort it out. Let's sort me and you later, not our people.
Mm.
Our people would be in Jamaica, have beef in Jamaica. They come to the UK and carry on the beef over here.
Mm-hmm.
The East Indian man, you think he didn't have beef in India? Of course he did, man.
Right, that's right.
Of course he did.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to England, I was like, right, listen, we're in a strange land. We're in a land that's not ours. Right about now, me and you put together, yeah? I'll hire you in my chip shop, you work in my chip shop, I'll give you money, we make it work, man. Chinese man, same thing, man. Ethiopian man, same thing. Let me tell you something. In India right now, there's a prison in India, man. Prisons in that big country. There must be, Indian prisons must be murderers in there, man. And the Indian murderers must have killed Indian people, man.
That's right.
Which has ruined Indian families. They must have beef, man. They must have issues. They must have problems, man. When they come to England, all the problems go because they got a bigger problem. When they come to the UK, all the problems go. Why? Because they got a bigger problem, man. They ain't carrying no beef. Or just hicking my cousin back in India, I can't that slide. They got bigger problems, and that's what to survive in England. And black man, we don't feel the same. We should carry on the beef and survive in England. we should we that cat trying to fight the human and still fight the cat. We should do two. Right about now, Russia is beefing with what's it called? Ukraine. And they've squashed their beefs, man. Every Russian beef is squashed, and all the attention has gone to Ukraine. All the Ukrainian beef is squashed, and it's gone to Russia. You mean tell me Russia don't have beef internally? Of course they do, man.
Right.
They must have beef, man. They must have, gang wars and prison wars and politic wars and differences between different political parties and whatever the case may be. Of course they do. Everyone does. But right about now is a big issue, man. But black people, oh God, thanks to Christianity, we try to do both. Right. We try to rise out of oppression, but still hate our brother at the same time. Oh man, shit's crazy. The amount of drug dealers and gangbangers I've known talking about, I can't stand that, man. But listen, black people got to do better, Right. Yeah, man. When I catch him, he's dead, man, because he killed my cousin. But black people got it better, man. We try to do both, man. How about we squash the beef and then put all our energy into black people doing better? That's how we should do. We tried to open up a shop, a barber shop, but still hate our brother, man. How about you squash that and then put all your energy, man, into building them shops, building up all the black economy? So I'm probably trying to do both. Come on, man. Keep reading, Bible Kushar.
Khan, another one, Khan. Verse 6 again. And the Lord said, if he had faith as a grain of a mustard seed, and he might say.
So, like, what? Give me 1 second. 1 second. One second, Akim.
Come on.
Salakia. Yeah, read on Baba Kushar.
If you had faith, if you had faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye might say unto this sycamine tree, be thou plucked up by the root.
There you go. And Christ saying, if you had faith, you could do the biggest of things. That's what it means. If you had faith, you could make this tree uproot. You could do the biggest of things, man. Nothing can stop you if you had faith. We're saying to you, all right, and in context, what is that big thing Christ is talking about?
It's like if I could.
Go on.
If you had faith, you could forgive your brother and put all that energy towards getting brothers off drugs.
Oh, there you go, man. Christ said, you had faith, you could make a sycamore tree. I mean, you could make something big happen. And the big thing Christ talking about, if you had faith, you could forgive your brother, man. It seems hard and it seems rough, but you can forgive that brother for shooting your cousin, man. You can forgive that brother for, it stabbed you a couple of times in the 80s and shot you in the 80s over some turf, man. You can forgive him. It's a big thing. I know you don't let it go. I know it hurts, man. But Christ said, if you had faith, you can do it, man. Keep it in.
And on can. And be thou planted in the sea.
Keep going.
And it should obey you.
Go on.
Verse 7. Verse 7.
Go on.
God. But which of you, having a servant plowing or feeding cattle, will say unto him, by and by, when he is come from the field, go and sit down to meat?
Okay. It's not going where I want to go, but give me Matthew 18 and 15, Baba Kushar.
I feel like you said, if I could.
Go on.
On the where it was saying, if you had faith of a mustard seed, you could make a tree uproot, you could do big things. Could it also be in the sense that, if you forgive your brother and you're just focusing on building a nation, say if a brother offends you and he gets forgiven, he could see that you've forgiven him and feel shame in himself, and even that could make, that could cause a brother to join the truth, or to at least maybe stop being as wicked as he is.
Absolutely. You know what I like about this truth here? I like when you forgive somebody, but you don't forgive him in a punk way. Like someone in the world, like you show them, like, listen, you see that fuck you that you started. Like I could just finish you right now, but I'm not going to, because I'm from the UPK and we forgive brothers. You make a brother go, wow. Like that's what I love about it. Like you'll see people like in mocking the camp, whatever, and we're like, we're bigger than you, man.
Right.
We could easily do something, and we let them know. Like, listen, we could easily harm me right now, but we're not going to. And that'll make a brother go, wow, look at it. Nothing stopping him. He could have done it. Listen, he could have harmed me. He could have done this to me and that to me, and he never. And that will make a brother go, you know what? There's something about them brothers that are better than me. You see an enemy on the street, man. We see our enemies or people we're beef with, and they look petrified, like, oh shit, is it going to start? And we look at them and, we give them a nod and looking like, rah, what was stopping this brother from doing something right now? And he never. So we don't see that in the world. This brother right now could have done me something. You know what? Whatever he's into is good, man. And you show him that I'm not scared. Fear ain't the reason why I didn't do this. It's because of our King Christ. It's because of the ISUPK. And you show him that, listen, we're merciful, man. And that'll make a brother say, yo, whatever they're into, I need to get down with, man.
Oh,
you let a man.
I was gonna say, just like King Saul, when David could have, easily took off King Saul's head.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? He showed him that.
Get me that as well, man. Nakapai had an incident. Had an incident. I won't say what it was, where a sister weren't doing her job properly, man, and she could have easily got the sister sacked, man. And she told the sister, like, listen, I didn't appreciate that, man, but I'm not going to report it, man. Let them know. Make them go, you know what? You know what I mean? Let them know. Listen, I was being a bitch to another sister. This sister got, I was being moody and being a bitch because I hate black people. She had my job in her hands, and she could have did this. She could have acted the same way I act. She could have been a bitch the same way I was being a bitch to her. And did she? No. That's what you gotta show them. Let man know. Listen, I'm not scared. I can easily do it. Nothing stops me from doing it. But I'm nothing like you, man. I'm better than you, man. I'm better than you, man. And guess what? You know what I mean? The way you're behaving is disgusting. I was told to. No, I'm not better than you, Salakia. The way I'm behaving is better than how you're behaving, man. And maybe you can learn how to behave like this if you come in the UPK, man. You'll make a brother say, wow. You make people say, wow, this brother here. And plus, they know that they would have done you dirty had they been in that same position. So then they say, you know what? I gotta do better, man. That's what you can do. Someone, you know what it is where King David cut Saul's garment?
I can't find. It's in Samuel's.
No, so give me Samuel's. What? First Samuel's. Give me chapter 24.
24. I'm at 24. Let's see.
Samuel's 24. Give me about 29.
Okay, 29. So, okay, don't go up to 29. 24 goes up to 22. First Samuel's or second?
First.
Samuel. Oh,
First
first,
Samuel.
yeah, I mean first.
You got it?
Ella.
First Samuel's 24 and 1. Start from 1.
No. 24. First Samuel 20, chapter 24, verse 1. And it came to pass when Saul was returned from the following of the Philistines, that it was told him, saying, Behold, David is in the wilderness of En-gedi.
And there you go. Remember what I just said? I said, our people, we try to do two things at once, man. Try to hate our brother and do the kingdom. Imagine it said King Saul was just pursuing the Philistines. He's fighting against the heathen. But then while he's fighting against the heathen, he hears, yo, David's over here. You know, like, oh shit, okay, let me go get David too. That's ridiculous, man. That's what we try to do. We try to do two things at once. Yo, I hate him, I don't like him, you know. Boy, but the white man's oppression is rough at the same time, you know. Trying to do both. King Saul was fighting against the Philistines, the Africans. You know, they want to take over the land. They want to have it. Let me tell you something, eh? King Saul got a personal beef with David, a personal small beef with David. The Philistines want to take over your land.
Right.
The Philistines want to rape. Once they take over your land, you know what they're going to do to your women? They're going to rape them, man. You know what they're going to do to your sons, your young sons? They're going to turn them into slaves, man. They're going to knock down your walls, man. They're going to dwell in your land, man. But you're worried about David because, boy, David is too annoying for me. David is too. If the Philistines ever win this war, they're taking over your city. Your women are now become sex slaves. Your same wife, your same daughter that you love so much, sex slaves. But boy, I can't forgive David, you know. I can't forgive it. If anything, I tried to do both. I tried to fight the Philistines and get David. I could easily forgive David and his men and have him on my side. And that way I got a stronger chance of winning the war. But thanks to Christianity, man. Thanks to being oppressed and thanks to, you know, bad brotherhood and Satan, we try to not go into captivity, but still get that brother, man. Keep going.
Verse 2. Then Saul took 3,000 chosen men out of all Israel and went to seek David and his men.
So Saul's at war with Philistines, man. He needs all the men he can get, and he hears word that, yo, David's over here, you know, and he gets all these men to go get David. His chosen men, his best men, skilled men with swords, men that are skilled with the bow, men that are skilled with the sword, the javelin, to kill his brother, man. Surely you would need these men for them Africans, man. You need these men for them, you know, you need these men for them Africans trying to take over your land, man. Trying to rape your woman, man, and the whole nine. But when you hate your brother, you just, all your vision's clouded, man. All you can do is think about him, man. All you can do is think about harming him, killing him, killing
him. Went to seek David and his men upon the rocks of the wild goats.
And they went to go seek David on the wild coast. David in the wilderness on the coast, man. And they went to go see him to talk, to kill him, man. That's how bad this demon was on King Saul. King Saul hated David so much that he tried to kill him for no reason, man. I like all demons. Every that's one, no matter what demon it is, it comes and it goes. The demon will leave King Saul and he'll feel bad. And then he'll come back again and he wouldn't fight it. And he'll give in, just like any demon, man. You got weed addiction. The weed comes strong one day, comes strong, man, and you can't fight it, so you smoke weed. And then once the urge is gone, you're crying. Why did I do that, man? Oh, man, I don't know what came over me, man. Why am I like this, man? Then it comes again. Then all that crying you was doing, you forget about that. Yeah, I smoked the weed again. And King Saul had the same demon. Every time the demon came upon him, he's hating David, couldn't stand him. A lot of you women got that demon too, man. Certain women come around, you just don't like them for no reason. It's a demon, man. Can't stand him. Everything they say makes you sick. Everything they do makes you angry. It's gonna fight them, don't like them, man. 9 times out of 10, it's a jealousy demon. And King Saul had that exact same demon on him, man. He's hating David. Everything about David just annoyed him. And David would play the harp for him. He'll play the harp, and the demon will leave him, man. You know what that's called today? If you play music and a demon leaves you, does anyone know?
No, don't know the.
There you go. It's therapeutic. So we play music and you go, oh, you know, sometimes in your car you're pissed off, you fling on a old slow jam or something, and you feel better. That what happened? Didn't believe him, you know what I mean? It wasn't like no exorcist. Just play the music and they didn't believe him. So it's therapeutic, felt good. It calmed him down. But when the demon came back, you want to kill him again, like what we're reading right now. Keep it in.
Verse 3. And he came to the sheepcotes by the way, where was a cave, and Saul went in to cover his feet.
So Saul went to the cave there, and Saul went in the cave to go and rest. And while he was in the cave, King David was in the exact same cave. Saul didn't even know. The cave was so big, had two entrances, that King David was in that same cave. So Saul didn't even know. Keep it in.
Cover his feet, and David and his men remained in the sides of the cave.
And David was in the sides of the cave. The cave's dark. You know, King Saul didn't know they were in there. He went in there to go sit down in there. Remember, King Saul's the king. So if he goes in the cave, no one's gonna go in there with him. He's royalty. He goes in alone. The people outside the cave, people might guide him in, might make sure it's safe before he goes in there. But he goes in there alone. He's alone right now. And there's David and his men. So meaning what? King Saul's outnumbered right now, man. He's alone in a cell, in a cave, tired by himself with David and his men. Keep it in.
And David. So okay, verse 4. Verse 4. And the men of David said unto him, behold, the day of which the Lord said unto thee, behold, I will deliver thine enemy into thine hand.
And King David's men saw this and said, yo, King David, listen, this is your lucky day. This is the day the Lord said, today the Lord is putting your enemy in your hand. Look at this. Look at this. Your enemy right here on the floor sleeping, man. This must be the Lord speaking. Keep it in.
that thou mayest do to him as it shall seem good unto thee.
And they go, do to him what feels good to you, man. I mean, if you want to kill him and spare him, but whatever feels good to you, do it, man. This man is open. He's open for anything, man. He's unarmed. He's by himself. He's outnumbered. Listen, the Lord must be on our side today, man. Keep it in.
Then David arose and cut off the skirt of Saul's robe.
And King David saw King Saul on the floor, man. Saw him on the floor, you know, sleeping. And he got his garment and cut a piece of his garment. I've cut the skirt off. The skirt is what your furthest part of your garment, meaning toward the part towards the end, not the start of it. So this will be the skirt of the garment. This here will be the skirt of the garment. King David's cut off piece of Saul's garment. Keep it in.
Verse 5. And it came to pass afterward that David's heart smote him because he had cut off Saul's skirt.
And guess what? David was so righteous, man. Had so much integrity. He even felt bad for doing that, man. He did it, and his heart smote like, oh my God, that's the king right there, man. What am I doing? I'm disrespecting the king, man. Even by doing, I didn't kill him, but even by doing that, man, that's disrespectful. What the hell am I doing? Keep it in.
Verse 6. And he said unto his men, the Lord forbid that I should do this thing unto my master, the Lord's anointed, to stretch forth my hand against him.
And King David said, God forbid that I kill this man. He said, you know what? No matter what I think about this man, the Lord anointed him. The Lord made him king, man. The Lord don't make mistakes. I can't kill this man. God made him king, man. God made him king, man. You know what I mean? That's what King David wrote. The man of integrity, man. Keep it in.
Seeing he is the anointed of the Lord. Verse 7. So David stayed his servants with these words and suffered them.
So he stayed them. If you stay somebody, you say, yo, don't do that. Stay here. David stayed his servants with these words, meaning by what it said, made his servants not kill Saul, made his servants not pounce on Saul, made them not put his head off. He said, listen, the Lord made this man king, you know what I mean? Regardless of what we think, God made him king, man. So therefore we can't kill him. We're gonna be known for killing God's anointed, for killing God's king now, man. And David been heard that and said, you know what, you're right, you know. You're right. They changed their mind with those words. Keep it in.
لأنه كان suffered slacking and suffered them not to rise against Saul, but Saul rose.
And it suffered means to allow. He allowed them not to rise against Saul to kill him. Read on.
But Saul rose up out of the cave and went on his way.
And Saul rose up, woke up, wiped the matter out of his eye, and went on his way, man. Keep it in.
Verse 8, and David, verse 8, David also arose afterward and went out of the cave and cried after Saul, saying, My Lord, the king. And when Saul looked behind him, David stooped with his face to the earth and bowed himself.
And David's still humble, man. David's still showing respect, man.
Right.
Keep it in.
Verse 9.
Say something. This is ranking the Bible also. For anyone that's UPK's man pleasers, listen, David had respect for the man over him. Had his head toward the ground, man. Wasn't looking him in his eye like they're on the same level. Was humble. So like it's that's how David was, man. David wanted to know what Saul's problem was. Imagine you got a man over you, so you can't tell him what to do, but at the same time you gotta live. So you try to convince him, sir, what's wrong with you, man? Why are you doing this to me? I could have killed you, but I never. I cut your garments. I'm doing this not because I hate you. I'm showing you that, listen, I would never want to harm you because I could have a minute ago. David showed some humility, man. That's ranking the Bible, man. Keep it in.
That's right. And on verse 9. And David said to Saul, Wherefore hearest thou men's words, saying, Behold, David seeketh thy hurt.
And he say, listen, there's you. He say, listen, King Saul, you're listening to men's word, man. Say how David wants to harm you or seek us your hurt, man. If I wanted to see you hurt, you would have been dead. You wouldn't be alive, man. You're listening to men's word. You're listening to rumors talking about, I want to see you hurt. David seek us your hurt. I mean, David wants to see you hurt, man. Nah. If that was the case, you would have been dead a long time, man. Keep it in.
Right.
And verse 10. Behold, this day thine eyes have seen how that the Lord has delivered thee today into mine hand, in the cave, and some bade me kill thee, but mine eyes spared thee. And I said,
David, listen, the Lord gave you my hands today. Today he was in my cave, unarmed, outnumbered, and on top of that, men was even taunting me, man. Men was, what's the word? Gassing me up, man. Boosting me up, saying, yo, go kill him. And I still didn't do it, man. Keep it in.
Okay. And I said, I will not put forth mine hand against my Lord. For he is.
I wouldn't put my hand against my Lord, man. Lord means sir or master. King David knew, man, knew his rank, man. He knew his place, man. So what I wouldn't do, even though his master was, disobedient, man. Even though the Lord was done with him, he still showed his respect, man. Keep it in.
Okay. For he is the Lord's anointed.
Keep it in.
Verse 11. God. Moreover, my father, see the skirt. Moreover, my father, see the skirt of thy robe in my hand. For in that I cut off the skirt of thy robe.
And King David goes, look, he goes, take a look at your garment, man. King Saul probably looked down and saw a chunk of it missing, like, right? Huh? He goes, here it is right here, man. Got it in my hand. The same knife that I took to cut your robe, I'm going to cut your throat with it, man. See, look at your garment, got a chunk missing. The same knife I cut that with, I could have cut your throat, but I never, man. Keep it in.
God. And kill thee not. Know thou and see that there is neither evil nor transgression in my hand.
All right, skip to verse 17. This is what Saul says to David. Give me verse 17, Babu Kashar.
Another one, God. Verse 17, and he said to David, thou art more righteous than I.
And that's what you want, man. You want to show, brother, listen, I forgave you for the time you robbed me. I forgave you for the time you robbed my chain. And make the brother say, whoa, that brother's way more righteous than me, man. This brother got my job in his hands, man. Why should he not file a complaint and get me fired? Why should he not? The way I treated him, he should, man. And you say, you know what, I'm not even going to, man. It's in the past. You should see the brother. The brother say, you know what, he should kill me because I would kill him. And you spare his life, man. And make the brother go, whoa, you are way more righteous than I am, man. It's not because you're scared, not because you're intimidated, just because you're way more righteous than they are. That's what you gotta do, man. You gotta be the example, man. Anyway, any more on that or you to up? No, sweat. Give me
that's it.
All right, Rob, you could give me Matthew 18 and 15, Baba Kushar.
Kind of the one I was saying. Matthew.
I was lucky. Let me get your question. Okay, so.
Book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
There you go, man. And this was even Yahushua spoke about this, man. How come twice Yahushua spoke about brothers forgiving each other? Because Christ will be all we got, man. We can't go and incorporate no white man. We can't go and join to the Chinese and join to England. We can't do it, man.
Right.
The same way England got an empire, and their empire is no black people allowed, man. China got an empire, and China got no blacks allowed, man. China's only. We need our own. We can't join theirs. Let me tell you something, black man. I'm telling you straight, man. If China beats England tomorrow, if China has a war with England tomorrow, and guess what? We'll just be Chinese people's servants, man.
Right.
That's right.
So if North Korea had a war with England tomorrow and they'll win England, then guess what? We just go from being England slaves to Chinese people slaves. We go from being called nigger to niggering Mandarin or niggering Chinese or niggering Cantonese. I'm dead ass serious. Right. If the Arabs bombed England tomorrow, we go from being the white man's slave to the Arab slave, man.
Right.
If you don't believe me, if you think I'm lying, ask the brothers in Trinidad, man. The East Indians are more in number in Trinidad than black people are. And guess what? On the island of Trinidad and Tobago, a black man's country, black people are called monkeys, man. The prime ministers are all East Indian. Black people are poor, and that's all it is. Black man, we're on the bottom of the pile. So seeing that we can't join no one else's army, seeing that we can't join no one else's family, then we might as well fix ours, man.
That's right.
We might as well just fix ours, man. You go to India right now, black man, they got some names for you, man. Some proverbs and some Bibles for you. You go to China, same thing, man. No matter where you go, black man, everyone will always see you as lazy. All nations will always see you as trouble. They'll always see you as a drug dealer, man. They always will clutch their purse, man. No matter where you go. If the Arabs take over tomorrow, black man, you'll be the Arab slaves, man.
Right.
If the East Indians take over, you'll be the East Indian slaves, man. You'll be working a dead end 9 to 5 for the East Indians, man, in a country full of flies. Let me tell you something, black man. If the Africans beat England in a war, you'll be the African slaves too, man. But the Africans don't like it either.
That's
right. The Africans don't like it either, man. They're always busting jokes. That's what Jamaicans ain't this, man. They're lazy. They don't go to university and they ain't circumcised, man. But black man, we gotta fix our own family, man. And that's why Yahweh said, listen, if your brother offends you, go to he and there alone, man. Squash it, man. Why? Because we need each other. We need it. We can't just jump ship and go to another nation. We need each other, man. So we gotta squash it. We gotta put it behind us. Read that again, Baba Kushar.
Khan. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
And go and tell him his fault, man. Say, brother, man, listen, you offended me. Don't harbor it, man. That's what we've been told. We've been told to harbor it. And now I'm not gonna go speak to him. He knows. Listen, he knows what he done wrong. I'm not gonna go speak to him. A lot of that as well is cowardness, man.
Right.
You know, the 2 reasons why you don't want to speak to a brother, man. Number one, because you want to hate him. Some people just want to hate him. They don't want it squashed really. You know the ones that you ever not really wanted to fix a problem. Like I rather hate him, man. I want excuses to be angry. Or you're a coward, man. You're a coward. So it takes a man of courage to go and tap man on the shoulder, man, and say, listen, let's speak, man.
That's right.
It's so much easier just to hold it in and just chat it behind his back. So much easier just to, grab your elbow and say, Alba, I know you think so-and-so's a dickhead. There's a pussy, man. It's so much easier, man. A real man will say, listen, I didn't appreciate that, man. Right. I didn't like that, man. You know what I mean? But again, how should I put these things in place? Why we need each other, man. We gotta squash it. Christ said, what is it impossible not to offend someone, man? So we gotta get this sorted. So why? Because we need black people off drugs, man, and heroin. We need black people out of the council estates, man. Keep it in.
Kind of the one kind. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
And Christ said, if your brother hears you, you gain the brother. The same thing within Luke. It's the brother to hear it. And again, this is black people talk, man. You go, if your brother hears you, that's how black people talk, man. He got 2 ears. Of course, he hears you, man.
Right.
When it means to hear you, it means to understand. Like, oh, okay, I hear what you're saying. That's what it means. How brothers talk, man. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you, man. I hear you. It means I understand, man. I comprehend what you're saying. That's what how she said. If your brother hears you, then you've gained a brother. If a man got ears, he can always hear you. But it means if he understands and he heard what you said and go, you know what, you're right. You know that was wrong. That was out of order. That was disrespectful, man. Then you've gained yourself a brother, man. Keep it in.
Kind of the one kind. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee 1 or 2 more.
And this is the sister's question. What if the person don't want to hear it, man? What if you say to them, yo, listen, you tripped me with your foot. Well, you was in my way. Yo, brother, you listen, you know, when you talk, you hit me. Well, get out the way then. That's the brother not hearing you. In fact, in the UPK, you know what hearing someone is in the UPK? What is it when a brother hears you?
Come on, it's like if I could.
Go on.
It's when that brother or sister says Salakia.
There you go. To hear a man is to say Salakia. If a brother says anything but Salakia, you take him to counsel. You spoke to a brother, yeah, but this and yeah, I hear what you're saying, but anything but Salakia. And guess what? That brother don't have to say Salakia. If he believes it's right, don't have to. You don't have to. I mean, you don't, you could be in the right. That person, probably needed that check-in, or you did nothing wrong. You don't have to say Salakia. But all I'm saying, if he says nothing but Salakia, it's going further. Right. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. Anything, if anything about but this, but go into council. If he says Salakia, then he's heard you. If he hasn't, go into council. The Bible goes, that person don't want to hear you, man. Then take 2 or 3 witnesses. That's what you call a council, man. We will organize a council in the school. That brother goes, don't want to hear you, might listen to you. They will go into council. Keep it in.
Come on. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee 1 or 2 more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
And that's how we roll, man. Listen, this Bible, this is like court, man. Right. Get a witness. This Bible ain't when people read the Bible, they think it's people with mud on their face and in the wilderness. Nah, man. Nah, man. In the Bible, we had civilization, man.
That's right.
We had a system in place, a court system, a system in place where people can iron out their differences, man. Like what they got today in modern times. We had that way before them, man. More than 2,000 years ago. Keep it in.
Con. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church.
There you go. And tie it to the school, man. They'll organize it. We'll have a council, and you think you're right, he thinks he's right, and the generals will find out who is right. That's how it works. Just like court today. You tripping for, you believe this man should pay you. This man believes he shouldn't pay you. He shouldn't pay you, Salakia. And the judge find out who should pay. You think you're right, he thinks he's right, and the judge finds out who is right. And what the judge says goes, man. Once that verdict's given, no one wants to hear that ain't fair. Nobody wants to hear that ain't right. What the judge says happens. If the judge says pay a fine, you must pay a fine. If the judge says you go to jail, you go to jail. That's how it works, man. I like us in the school. When the generals give that verdict, it is what it is, man. The judgment's like, keep it in.
Can't. But if he neglects to hear the church.
There you go. If he neglects to hear the church, man, you know what I mean? That's like you going to the court and telling the judge, no, you're wrong. You can't tell the judge is wrong. You can't tell the judge is wrong. And 9 times out of 10, you are actually wrong. Because how is it someone said that you're wrong, you didn't hear it from them. The court says you're wrong, you don't hear it from them. You're one of them people that's always right, man.
Right.
And this is how we will deal with you. Keep it in.
Can't. Let him be unto thee as an heathen man.
And the Bible let me be as you as a heathen man. Christ said, if a man don't hear if a man goes to counsel, he's like, I ain't hearing that. I'm right. All you lot are wrong. All you lot are wrong, man. You're all tripping, man. I'm right. And Christ said, let that man be like a heathen, showing you what? That Jesus Christ didn't even teach heathens, man.
Right.
Christ said, let that man be a heathen. A heathen is someone we don't have business with, we don't roll, we don't sit down with.
That's
And if a man wants to not listen to the judgment of the school, we get rid of him. The heathen, we don't talk to him no more. We unfriend him on Facebook. We don't talk to him. He's not one of, he's not one of us no more. He's a man in the world, man. He's a man in the world, and that's how we deal with him. You don't he's not, you don't come on, he's not one of our brothers that we roll with. It's a regular man out there in the world, man. And Christ would treat him like a heathen. That's how we dealt with heathen. You know what I mean? We didn't have personal relationships with them. We didn't call our phone for a chat. And Yahushua said that 2,000 years ago, meaning what? Even Jesus Christ didn't teach no heathen, man. That's in there. I deal with him like a heathen. Meaning what? Christ himself didn't roll with no heathens, man. You know what I mean? Tell your pastor that, man. Keep it in.
Can't. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven.
Read that again. Once again.
Can't. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven.
So again, the context is Christ is telling his men that if they make a judgment, if you make a judgment, like the men in the school, if they make a judgment, Yahweh accepts it in heaven. He's saying what? If you kick someone out of school because there was disorderly, God accepts that, man. Meaning whatever he have, it will be accepted with me in heaven. That's what Yahweh says. That's the whole context of it. But the point I was getting is that, if a brother don't want to hear it, you get kicked out, man. You get treated like a heathen. You know what I mean? Someone give me give me John. Give me 1 John 2 and 11.
First John. 1 John chapter 2, verse 11. But he that hateth his brother but he that hateth his brother is in darkness.
The Bible goes, if you hate your brother, you're in darkness, man.
Right.
Meaning what? You're not wise. You know what I mean? Light is synonymous with wisdom, and darkness is the opposite. Does anyone know why?
Okay, say that again. Darkness.
Light in the Bible is synonymous with wisdom, and darkness is the opposite. Do you know why?
Go on. If I could.
Go on.
Because if you have light, then you can see. So if you have wisdom, you can see and you understand.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Darkness in the Bible is when you lack wisdom. When someone's in darkness, why? Because you can't see where you're going. You're in dark. You're tripping. You're falling. You don't know what to do. But when you got light, you can see clearly.
Right.
You know what's in the way. You know what you can see clearly. You got an advantage over the man in darkness. The man in darkness can't see nothing. You can. You know what's in the way. Ain't nothing tripping you up. That's why light is synonymous with wisdom. Someone that got light can see everything. Someone who's wise can see everything. They know what to do and what not to do. They can tell you what woman to have sex with. They can tell you, that it's not the right time for children now. They can tell you to do this, to do that, because they're wise. They can see everything, just like a man in the light. A man in the light can see everything. Now, a man in darkness is dumb now. He can't tell you what to eat. He can't tell you how to dress. He can't tell you how to live your life. Why? Because he can't see a thing. He can't see nothing. And the Bible goes, he that hates his brothers in darkness is stupid, is dumb. He don't have no wisdom. Read that again.
Verse 11. But he that hateth his brother is in darkness.
And hold that, Rabban. Give me James. Give me James 1 and 5. Just to prove that darkness is talking about lacking wisdom.
The book of James. It's like the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men.
Lucky, that's not the one. That's the one. So lucky. So I'll get in a minute, but another one is clearer, and it clearly says, "If any man hates his brother, he lacks wisdom." That's not the one. So lucky. Go back, Baba Kushar. Zap one. So lucky with that up. Rabban.
But He that hateth his brother is in darkness.
And the Bible goes,
And
if anyone hates their brother, they're in darkness, man. They ain't wise, man. And why they're not wise? Because imagine we're an army, man. Imagine imagine who kills members of their own army,
Right.
unless you lack wisdom. If you're on a football team, you need that team, man. You can't run the whole game by yourself. You can't run up and down the pitch by yourself. You got to pass to a brother, man. You got to pass to him. That way, remember, if you pass down the field, it makes your job easier. You got to run down the whole field, man. You need him to score goals. Imagine if Man U was fighting against Man U on the football team. Imagine they're scoring own goals on the pitch. You'd be like, what the hell? What are they doing? You say what? That they lack wisdom? They're silly? And that's blacks and Hispanics, man. Hating our own people. By doing that, black man, we lack wisdom. We're in darkness, man. We're in darkness. Everyone knows that you need your team. Everyone knows that you need your army, man.
Okay.
And if you're gangbanging over a red flag or a blue flag, you're killing members of your own army, killing members of your own team, man. You lack wisdom. Keep it in.
Like, so if I could.
Rowan.
I think I found the one you wanted. It's Proverbs 11 verse 12.
Let me get that one.
Come on. Proverbs 11 verse 12. He that is void of wisdom despiseth his neighbor.
That's the one, yeah. He that is void of wisdom hates his neighbor. You gotta sort stuff out with your neighbor, sort stuff out with your brother, man.
Right.
You're void of wisdom, you just hate him, I'm gonna kill him, man. That's ridiculous, man. We need Christ said what? The laborers are few, man. I mean, the men that would do this work are few, man.
Right.
So that means, black man, we ain't got time to hold on to beasts, man. We need these laborers, we need these workers, man. Christ said what? The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few, meaning what? The harvest is loads. There's loads of black people to get off drugs, man. There's loads of black people to fix. There's loads of households that need fixing. There's loads of marriages that need counseling, man. But the men that would do it are very minimal. That's what it means, man. The men that actually want to put on their boots and get out of bed and join the ISUPK are very minimal, man. That's what Yahushua meant by that. The laborers are the harvest is few, but the men that actually work the harvest are very few of them, man. So, you know what I mean? Go back to where you were,
Khan, First John 11. But he that hateth his brother is in darkness and walketh in darkness.
You walk in darkness. If you hate your brother, you're in darkness, and you walk in darkness, man. You live your life in darkness, man. You're looking for a brother, hating a brother. That's every time you want to harm a brother and do this to a brother, you're walking in darkness, man. Selling drugs to black people. That means if you're doing that, you're walking in darkness, man. Your sisters hating other sisters. You are walking in darkness, man. Keep it in.
And knoweth not whither he goeth, because that darkness has blinded his eyes.
There you go. You don't even know where you're going. Quiet darkness has blinded your eyes. You don't even know where you're going. You don't know what to even do. So it's lost. It's lost, man. We in the UPK, we know what to do, man. Let me tell you, I'm gonna make a bold statement right now. And the UPK has the answers, man.
That's right.
Blacks and Hispanics got loads of questions, man. What are these questions? How can black people get out of the gutter? How do we get more black businesses? How come black men don't love black women? How come black women are this and all that? And guess what? We got every single answer. Every answer in the school, man. All you got to do is ask 2 questions in the chat. All you got to do is call in, man. 079-607-4784, and we will answer all them problems, man. Or you can listen to brothers in the church, man, that don't know whether they're coming or going, that don't have the answers. The UPK is sway, man. We got the answers, man. We got the answers, man. We got all the answers. We got the answer to black on black crime. We got the answer to the white man with his foot on your neck. We got the answer to drugs in your neighborhood. We got the answer to your wife at that end, that may be a whore. We got everything, man.
That's right.
We don't walk in darkness, man. I mean, keep it in.
And so like the other ones, like that darkness is like, you know what I mean? You're talking about you're selling drugs to better your family or your children, and you being a drug dealer or whatever sin you're in, your children are gonna grow up to be just like you, man. You know what I'm saying? So that darkness right there, that you trying to say, oh, I'm gonna better my children by selling drugs to someone else's children, another brother's children, and you're destroying that house to benefit your house. By the end of the day, the same children of yours, whether it be your grandchildren down the line, they're going to be on drugs themselves because you're
That's right.
destroying your own neighborhood, terrorizing your own neighborhood. The next generation of your own children are going to end up falling in the same hell or blindness what you created in the first place, trying to quote unquote get your children, you know what I mean, a better life or whatever you want to call it.
It's like I said earlier, man. It's all the selfishness, man.
Mm,
It's all me, and my family, my family, my family. The black man, we're all family, man. We're all family. You know what the white man did? The white man went to the west coast of Africa, man. I got Hebrew Israelites and brought them to England so that all white people can live great, man. So that England can be a great country for all white people, even poor white people, man. With the money that we picked, with the money that we made England by picking cane and cotton and coffee, the sugar cane, even poor white people got to get job seekers allowance, man, and got benefits, man, from that. Benefits weren't for black people. Benefits was made for poor white people, man, that was less fortunate. And because we came to England, we got it as well. But originally, it was made for unfortunate white people, man.
right.
He made black people cut cane for that. He made black people cut cane. The lengths he went to the lengths of taking boats to Africa, man, and bringing black people back. So even his poor people can benefit from it, man. Not us though. We sell, because of Christianity and being selfish, we sell drugs to our poor people. You know, we live good. We sell drugs to certain brothers so that my brothers don't starve. When the oppressor, guess what? He made all black people suffer so that even his poor people can be to up. Even his poor people can be good. That's what he did. And black man, we likewise, that's how we got to start thinking, man. We got to start thinking about all of our brothers, man. And the Bible's a book that does that. The Bible talks about how you treat a poor black man, talks about how you treat a poor black sister, talks about the less fortunate and the widow and the orphan, man. That's how we gotta be. Talk about, to look out for me and my family. So you sell drugs to some black people. You sell drugs to the majority of black people, so you and your family can be rich. That's what you call selfish, man. And selfishness is destroying what's destroying our nation. Destroying our nation, man. Read on, Baba Kushar.
Verse 12. I write unto you, little children, because your sins are forgiven you for his name's sake.
Keep going.
Verse 13. I write unto you, fathers, because you have known him that is from the beginning. I write unto you, men, because you have overcome the wicked one.
All right, cool. Give me Luke, Robin, 18 and 9, I believe.
Book of Luke, chapter 18 and verse 9. And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others.
There you go, man. I like what I said. Like what I said, man. We got to start forgiving brothers, man.
Right.
One thing Christianity teaches us that, I'm a Christian, and the black people that ain't in the church, they're scum, man. The black people with the beards, they're scum, man. In the UPK, listen, we got the truth. We got the truth, man. The brothers that don't have the truth, we welcome them in, man. We go out and imagine this, we love them so much. Like, Christian pastors believe they got the truth, and they look down on people that don't have it, man. We in the UPK, we know we got the truth. What do? Try to give it to you.
That's right.
We love black people so much that we bring it to them on the streets. We love black people so much that we get a speaker and we bring the truth to you, man.
That's right.
We put it on the internet and try to bring it to you. We put it on flyers and bring it to you. We put it on social media and bring it to you. That's how much we love our people, man. But the Christian church, just like the scribes and Pharisees, they look down on brothers that didn't have the truth, man. And Christ spoke a parable just like this. Read that, Baba Kushar.
Verse 10. 2 men went up into the temple to pray.
There you go. Christ gave a parable about 2 men going to the temple to pray. There was 2 men that went to the temple to pray. You're going to find that one was a Pharisee, a man that knows the law, a scholar, the guy with the nice garments, the guy up there, pastor so-and-so, vicar so-and-so, deacon so-and-so. That's your Pharisee, man. and then a publican. A publican was a tax collector. And guess what? Black people hate tax collectors, man. He was a guy that everybody hated. You know what publican was today? There's a black man that's a ticket man.
God,
Black people hate them, man. Why? Because we see it as we're poor, and you're gonna take. You know how it is. You're black yourself, and you're gonna take my little money. Black people hate. In times past, black people hated them, and in 2023, black people hate them today. You know what a publican was? Bailiff. Bailiff, man. You look at him like, yo, you're a black man like me. Look at you, man. You know how hard it is that you're gonna come and take my wardrobe. You really gonna come in and take my flat screen TV? You're a coon, man. And that was a publican back then. A man that was doing his job, working for the government. They was hated by black people. Hated so much that they said Christ sits down with publicans and sinners. A publican was considered a sinner, man. So when like people frowned upon, like, look at him. Keep reading.
Kind of the one kind. The one a Pharisee and the other a publican.
There you go. Two ends of the spectrum. One man righteous that everyone looks up to, and the other one someone that people go, look at him. Publican would be a publican would be a black policeman. Right. They're the ones there to up on. Every black policeman is frowned upon. Every last one of them, you see him go, look at him. You see them walk past you and thinking, how could you, man? You look at it, I do all the time, like, how could you, man? That's what the Windrush went through. You really go and join the army. After Mark Duggan and the stop and frisk and the sauce laws, you really gonna join? It's make your stomach turn, make you feel sick, man. Keep it in.
Kind of one kind. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself. God, I thank thee that I am not as other men are.
Boy, this is the Pharisee, man. She's a pastor, she's church pastor, man.
That's right.
UPK, we pray that everyone gets this truth, not your pastor. You know, God, thank God I ain't in the street. Thank God I wasn't in that council estate, man. Thank God I ain't that disgusting braids like them niggas. Woo! I thank you that I ain't like most men. I'm different. I thank God that I was born in this Pharisee family with the good garments. Cause boy, I see how the man living in my side and they're a scum, man. Right. I said living in Aston and they're a scum, man. As long as you got people like this, black people will never get the kingdom of heaven, man. Black people could never rise, man. We gotta stop being selfless, man. Come off your high horse and help them black people that are less fortunate. Help them brothers that weren't fortunate like you were. Keep it in.
Come on. God, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican.
Lord, listen, the man. What do people call it today? Sneak this in.
God,
Lord, I'm not like them drug dealer boy, them in Hastings, you know. Like them nasty baby fathers, you know, in massage, you know, and even this one here, man, next to me in the temple. Mama stush. Keep it in.
Kind of one kind. I fast twice in the week.
Listen, Lord, I'm not like these disgusting black men, man. Man like me, I fast twice in the week, man. Right. I pray from up to sundown. I go to church every Sunday. I got a kid in university, another one in college, one studying for the SATs, one went in the army. You know, like to run down their credentials. You know, I got one son in this, one son studying law and physics, like to run it down. That's what this pastor said to whilst he was praying. Keep it in.
I give tithes of all that I possess.
I give tithes of all, man. I give my good hard-earned money to the pastor. I ain't like most men. And let me tell you something, the UPK ain't like most men neither, man. We don't eat pork. We don't rob, we don't steal, we don't cheat. We don't have sex with men's women. We're not adulterers neither, man. And do we go out there and boast? No, man. We teach other men not to be cheats neither, man. That's right. We teach other men not to be adulterers neither, man. We teach other men not to be drug dealers and drug takers neither, man. That's what you're supposed to be, man. So like the question was birthdays in the Bible. In a nutshell, we don't celebrate birthdays because it's a way of the heathen. The Bible goes, thou shalt no other gods before me. And your birthday is, the heathen got many gods. God of sun, moon, stars. And one day they had a day when you was a god yourself. And that day was your birthday. Like, for instance, Christmas is Nimrod's birthday. On Christmas to celebrate Nimrod. Then you had your day. I think they call it your day today. They call it your day, innit? Look what your day.
Yeah, can. Yeah.
This is your
Your
day.
day.
That was the day that you worship yourself. The day when you could be a god, where you get cake, you get presents, and you're the center of attention. Everyone sits around you, and everyone looks at you and do. Everyone throws you a surprise birthday party, and that was the way the heathen. But give me the birthday in the New Testament with the Greek with was it Caesar?
Caesar, I believe it was.
And give me the Old Testament as well with Pharaoh. 1 second.
Is there one in Job as well, where Job's sons said they feasted in their houses, everyone his day?
You want? So I can say it again.
Come on, I believe there's one in Job as well, where Job's sons, it says they feasted in their houses, everyone his day.
Okay, I'm not too sure. I'm 70% by that one, so I won't teach that one. The Prasha probably can break down. I'm not too sure about that one. I won't teach it, but give me the New Testament one and the one in Genesis with the Pharaoh. Just type in Genesis birthday and Matthew birthday. You should find it.
So you know, like the cake and the candles and the presents. Where did you know when that come? Like, what was it?
All that stuff there is all pagan. I can't recall, but you can Google it and they'll let you know. Even in the Bible, it talks about. Let me get there. We get there. We get there. But the Bible talks about blowing out cakes as well. Everyone got it?
Like, I don't remember it. It talks about the Queen of Heaven, innit? Is it that one?
Yeah, but they made cakes to the Queen of Heaven. No sweat. Give me Genesis 40 and 22.
Look at Genesis chapter 40.
Okay, go ahead.
Come on. Look at Genesis chapter 14, verse 22. But he hanged the chief baker. I don't know if this is the word. Oh, let's see.
It's his birthday, right? Pharaoh's birthday.
Come on. Genesis chapter 14, verse 20. And it came to pass the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday.
Pharaoh's what?
Pharaoh's birthday.
You go, so it's Pharaoh's birthday. This is, when you read about birthday in the Bible, you always, as you read it, you always find out, oh, it's a heathen thing. You don't see celebrating birthdays. The history shows that it was a pagan holiday anyway. Josephus, got Josephus here, also says Josephus is a historian that lives around Christ's time. He lets you know that it was a heathen custom. And even when you read the Bible, every time you hear birthday, it's something the heathens are doing. Right about now, the Pharaoh is celebrating his birthday. Nothing we did. Keep reading.
Right. That he made a feast unto all his servants.
There you go. On his birthday, he had a feast. It's his day. It's his day to be good. It's his day to be, eat and live good and drink. It was Pharaoh's day. Keep it in.
And he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker among his servants.
Okay, so on his birthday, he killed his chief butler and had a big feast. Where's the one in the New Testament? It's Caesar's birthday. Let me get the strong concordance out. Bear me. Yeah, Matthew 14 and 6. You got that. Put it up and get Matthew 14 and 6, Baba Shah.
Matthew chapter 14 and verse 6.
Sorry, stop. Sorry. Mark 6:21, Baba Shah.
Mark chapter 6 and verse 21. And when a convenient day was come, that Herod on his birthday made a supper.
There you go. Again, it's a dinner meal. Today, people go out for a meal now, whatever the case may be. But they were doing it back then. And when you read about it, Pharaoh did it, which is the heathen. Herod did it with another heathen. It's nothing that we did. When you read the Bible, it says Christ was about 40 years old. Why? Because it's not our custom to know our bang on age.
Right.
You know when you're born and whatnot, but it wasn't our custom to know our exact date. Today now, they make out like if you don't know your son's birthday, you're the worst dad in the world. We just knew he was 12. We knew he was 13. The exact date of birth, we didn't know. Sorry, sis.
So is there any way that outlines that this wasn't paid the holiday?
Yeah, I get it. I can't right now, but if you read the Josephus and even Josephus in the Bible dictionary, it'll let you know that it was nothing Israelites did. Even the days of the week, we didn't name it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just day 1, 2, 3, 4. Likewise, even our own birthdays, we just knew when was born or what year was born. We didn't pinpoint like the exact same day. That was something the heathen did. But again, another reference is the Josephus. That's a good one as well. And even the Bible dictionary will let you know as well that it was a heathen custom. Any other questions? No question online now. Got 10 more minutes because we got a wrap early. Slovakia. Wait a minute a second. Go on.
I'm trying to find that one in Maccabees, you know, where it says in they were brought by bitter constraints.
How comes? When they break down it or something or what?
Oh no, it's just basically birthday, you know. It says that every day of the king's, every month of the king's birth, they were bought. It's 7. Can't remember.
Second Maccabees 6 and 7. So
6. Right. Second Maccabees. First. Yeah, that's about the birthday basically. That's another breakdown of it.
You got it.
Rabban's got it.
come
Go
on.
on, read it.
Book of Second Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 7.
So this is
And
like
in
the
the day,
Greek. So where the Egyptians celebrating their birthday, the Romans celebrating their birthday, even the Greeks that came before the Romans doing this exact same thing. Read that, Baba Kushar.
Khan. And in the day of the king's birth, every month, they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices.
You go another man celebrating his birth, the day of the king's birth. And back then, they didn't have TVs. Entertainment was putting a black man in the lion's cage, torturing a black man. And for his birthday, for entertainment, they will constrain black people to eat pork. In the time of the Romans, it was King Herod's birthday. And you know what King Herod wanted? John the Baptist's head on the platter. Right. Before there was TVs and so forth, that was his entertainment. A big supper, then entertainment. And when you read about birthdays, it's always the heathens doing it, man. Never blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians doing it. You know what I mean? Anything else, Akim?
So like I say, if I could,
go on.
Can I get a breakdown on book of Proverbs 24 and verse 16, or from 15 to 16? Because I know Proverbs is a book where certain scriptures don't really link. I want to know if these link and what it meant. So it's Proverbs 24 and verse 15.
15, yeah.
Come on, counsel.
Well, read that.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 15. Lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place.
Okay, so you get that part?
Come on.
So he's saying to lay in wait means to be lurking for somebody,
right.
Like someone's prey. Telling the wicked man, don't lay in wait for the righteous man.
Come on.
Saying, you know what I mean? Don't like Yahushua was a righteous man, and the wicked laid in wait for him. A man not harming nobody. You know what I mean? The wicked people, because they're jealous of him, or he thinks it's better than us. You know what I mean? Like wicked people always lay in wait for righteous people, man.
Right.
You don't eat pork and laying in wait for you. Well, what's wrong with you? You think you're better than us. Ain't nothing wrong with eating pork. I done I sell drugs, but you ain't better than me. They always laying wait for righteous people. Before they just change their ways, just hate you, want to kill you. Your righteousness makes them look bad, makes them feel bad. And likewise, for that, they gotta just kill you. What they should do is see how you're living and change their ways, man. Everyone can change, man. Everyone can get a second chance, man.
That's right.
But wicked people just hate righteous people. Why? Because we show the world how wicked they are. We show them mirror, but how we're acting, like what I said earlier, how you show a brother mercy.
Right.
One brother will take that mercy. I got to become a better person. There's another brother that hates it, man. They hate it. Why? Because you're doing something that he would never do, and you're showing that I'm wicked, man. Because I would never forgive him. I must be a horrible person. I would never forgive her, and they hate you for it, man. Keep it in.
Con. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again,
Okay.
but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
Okay. So what did you need for that part?
So I wanted to know if those two scriptures link. So it says, "Lie not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous." In that dwelling, could that also relate to like a brother's position or like how he's doing, like if he's doing well in life? It's not like just like his house. It says the dwelling of the righteous.
I can't say. I couldn't say. I have to speak to Jim Hyman today. It's Thursday, isn't it? I think I couldn't say. There's a colon there, so most likely they are linked, but I couldn't say. But a just man fall 7 times. How I've been taught is that a just man falls 7 times. You might make a mistake. 7 means multiple times, but he gets back up. That's the difference. He gets back up. You don't make a mistake. Oh, that's it, man. No one's perfect and keeps making the same mistakes. Nah, man. He fixes up. He don't do it again. But the wicked fall into mischief. The wicked just fall into it, man. Fall into the mischief. They don't get back up. That's why it was taught to me in the past. But yeah, in regards to being linked, you have to either ask yourself tonight, or I can find out for you.
Come on, Carter. Could a precept to verse 16? Could that be like a precept? It could be Proverbs 26 and verse 11, which reads, "As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly."
Absolutely, yeah. So a dog, will vomit and then go back to the vomit. And the Bible is saying how a man going back into the world is like a dog going to his vomit. Imagine you put down weed, crack, coke, come in the truth, become a new person, then go back to that weed. That's like a dog going back to his vomit. You know what I mean? That's like a dog vomiting and then licking up the same vomit. That's you going back to the weed, going back to the porn, going back to the horse. That's what the Bible's saying. You're going back. So that can be linked by a man that's falling into mischief, ain't coming back. You know what I mean? It's a man returning to his vomit, man. Just returning to his horrible life, his old times. That's what the Bible, the way we live, black man, the Lord calls it vomit, man. Vomit is something nasty and disgusting, something you don't want to touch. That's what the Lord thinks about your weed, man. What the Lord thinks about your heroin and your whores and your short skirts and your breast out. The Lord calls it vomit. And when you go back to it, that's you. You're a dog returning back to his vomit, man. I mean, any more in that?
I was just gonna ask, would you also link, so where it says for a just man fall the 7 times, could you link that with Psalms 51 and 17?
Let me get it.
15, 17.
That King David praying, was it 51?
Calm.
Kinda. It's a bit. I see what you're going with it. It's a bit hard though. You're saying the sacrifice of the Lord is a contrite heart. So meaning the sacrifice of God ain't bullock and lamb. It's when you feel bad and you change. So yeah, I just before 7 times, but it's a bit of it's not simple, but it's something that can be done in the classroom. I couldn't see it on the roadside, but yeah, it can be done. It can link. You know what I mean? But that angle you're going with it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have to close up, man. Anyone got the announcements?
All
right, could we call them hand over to Priest and Prophet Officer Alban with announcements? And then we hit the commercial. Right, Alban?
Come on, sir. All right, we have the ISUPK start at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on a commanding journey, Hannah. Rules for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other, and after the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10, means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or the teacher. There's also a priest fund, which is a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. You can give whatsoever amount you would like. There's also the GoFundMe for the Feast of Tabernacles. If you can't have any contributions, contribute to that GoFundMe.
That's right.
Upcoming holy convocations, we have the feast, the memorial of the blowing of trumpets, Does anyone know the date on that? It slipped my mind.
I'm not sure.
I think it's the 15th.
15th.
I believe so, yeah.
15th of September. And we also have the Feast of Tabernacles coming up, which is on the 29th. Feast of Tabernacles on the 29th of September. The whole what we're doing is going to be from 28th to about the 4th of October. All Acumen Aquath, remember to set the bulletin board in the hallway. And if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That's boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, I'm Madiam. Salute to the men of Israel. I'm Madiam. Madiam Shabbat. So I can get this up already.
Okay.
So I'm Madiam Shabbat. I'm Madiam. Barak. Yahweh Shemi Al Shabrak Thah.
Yahweh Shemi Al Shabrak Thah.
Yajamata. Then Sah, face the sisters. Yemen of Israel. I'm Madiam. I'm Madiam Shabbat. I'm Madiam. Barak. Yahweh
Shemi Al Shabrak.
Yajamata. Class dismissed.
Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General Yohana live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the ISUPK UK. Lift the glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahawashah in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General Yohana will put 12 chill General Mahaiman scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, ISUPK, undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana at King James Castle